Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Charlie and I've made close to 7 figures selling automation and AI services to business owners. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the newest, cheapest and best way of scraping hundreds of local businesses within seconds with a free to get started lead scraping automation. And then if you keep watching, I'm actually going to show you how you can book appointments. And this is coming from someone that has booked thousands of sales appointments. So I promise you this video is worth sitting down and watching all the way through. Like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and let's dive straight into it. Absolute first thing we're going to be doing is building a lead scraper from scratch. Now this lead scraper can scrape any local business you could possibly want to target. As an example, I've got dentists right here in London. However, it could be roofing, plumbing, real estate, HVAC, construction, you name it, it's going to be able to scrape it. Now, the reason this is by far the best scraper that you would have seen is because it can get all of this information. So not only does it get one email address, right, it's also going to give you any other email addresses that are on their website, including the owners, right? It's going to be able to give you how many reviews that business has, so you could potentially reach out to them and offer them a review automation as a bit of a lead magnet to get them on an appointment, right? There's a lot of different angles that we can attack this with because of the amount of data that it's going to give us, right? Their Facebook, their Instagram, their LinkedIn, their opening hours. I don't know why you would need their opening hours, but you can just see the amount of data is absurd. Obviously, multiple phone numbers here as well. And I'm just going to be showing you how to build this from scratch. You can see that the amount of data is pretty shocking. Even YouTube, I don't know how you'd even contact them for YouTube, but you get the point. Website, URL. So let's dive into how you can actually build this lead scraper right here. So this is going to be able to automatically scrape any Google Maps in any city, any niche. So the first thing you're going to do is head over to make.com. If you haven't heard of make.com, it is basically a no-code platform where you can build automations without having any experience, right? And it's completely free for those wondering, so you don't even need to put your card info in, and you can stay on the free plan for as long as you want. And that's why I absolutely love it and show it in all my videos. So, or at least a lot of my videos. But once you're inside, you are going to create a new scenario. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing this from scratch in the next 10-20 minutes. So if you are serious about getting leads and just improving your lead generation game, then I highly recommend just keep watching for this video. So essentially, the goal of this automation is to be able to scrape any info that we can get on Google Maps automatically. So if you just search for gyms in, let's say, I don't know, California as an example, and then go to Maps, obviously you get a bunch of businesses. But what we want to do is automatically scrape all of this information over into a Google Sheets without you having to manually go through, find their email, find their phone number. So yeah, that is what we're going to do right now. So the first thing that we're going to add, right, in make.com is going to be Apify. So you can just search for Apify, and you don't really need to know what it means or what it does, but you just need to follow the video carefully. So the first thing is going to be Apify, and then it's going to be run an actor. And by the way, I will actually put this automation completely built for you, completely for free. I'm not asking for anything. I'll put this in the first link in the description so you can just get this and import it into your own make.com account. But I recommend watching the next 10-20 minutes just so you get an idea of how to use it. Otherwise, you'll be stuck. So essentially, once you've connected Apify, you'll just need to add your API key. You can do that by just going to Apify. So apify.com. Go to console. Once you're inside, you can basically go down to settings and then go to API and integrations. Once you're inside that, you should get an API key in which you can very easily just import it right here into make.com. And once you've done that, we're going to select an actor. Now an actor is just another word for scraper. So you can essentially, run a scraper on the cloud, meaning you don't actually have to go onto Google Maps at all, which is really awesome. So the scraper that we're going to be adding, just for context, once you're inside Apify, you can actually search for this scraper. It's by far the best, and it's actually by a guy called Lucas. So if we search for Google Maps, you can see that you get a bunch of different options for running a scraper. But if we take this one, for example, it's by Lucas. You can see him right here. Him right here. So he's basically just a coder, someone that's a lot better at building codes and Python than me. But anyway, it looks more confusing than it is. You basically just have your niche and then the location you want and how many searches. But the beautiful thing about this automation is you're not going to have to actually go inside Apify to run it. You're just going to have to press run once after importing it or watching this video. So let's just hook up that scraper, which is the Google Maps with contact info. So you can see that it's this one, Lucas / Google Maps with contact details, and it's the same one right here. This doesn't really matter too much. This just means like run in order basically. So I would recommend running in order. And then to get the JSON file, this is all you really need to do. Like this is by far the hardest thing. And in 30 seconds, you're going to have basically created the scraper. So once you, copy this, just Control A inside the JSON, and then just paste it into make.com. That's literally all you need to do. Now, once you click OK, you can see just like that, if we were to run this very quickly, it should, if we give it a few seconds, basically just create a list of about 10 restaurants, because that is what we did here. So restaurants, New York, and then 10. But what we're going to do is make it a lot stronger. So I'm actually going to stop running, but that is what it would do if I were to leave it running. So let's just stop the running very easily. And what we're going to do is add a module, and this module is going to be a set variable. Once again, you don't really need to understand why we're doing this, because it all makes sense in a second. And we're going to call this variable search term. So search term, or you could put niche if you want, and then click OK. You can see that it's linked up to this one quite nicely. And we're actually going to add another module right here as well. So add a module, and it's going to be the same thing, right? So search term, or set variable, I should say. Set variable, and this is going to be location, right? So keep following because you're almost done, and we're actually going to unlink both of them because I just want it to be in order, like this. So perfect, so now you've got them in order, and what we're going to do is, you can see location, niche, and we can basically then just replace the niche right here. So instead of us having to go into Apify or replace that inside, we can very easily just search it in here, which I'm going to show you in a second. And then location is right here, so we replace that with location. And just like that, obviously you've got the quantity in which you want to scrape. So if I wanted to scrape 100 businesses from Google Maps, you could very easily just put that right here, and it would be able to do it really easily. So if you want to change how many leads you scrape, just change it here, and then click OK. So just like that, make sure you constantly save it. And by the way, this is by far the best scraper that I found on Apify. It's literally $9 for 1,000 high quality leads with all of the info that I've shown you right here. So it's insane. And you actually get like a few hundred for free, I believe. So it's pretty wild. So this is pretty much done. Now all we need to do is just run another Apify called get dataset items, and just put the dataset ID, which is right here, right? So now you're done. This essentially is a scraper that will run and be able to scrape any niche on Google Maps, whether it's real estate, whether it's, I don't know, whatever personal trainers you want to target, and you can very easily now just put in the niche you want to target. So if we do personal trainers and click OK, and then let's just say London, and then quickly let's make this 2 or like 5, just so it's quicker, because I don't want to have to wait for 10 results. You can see that it is going to be able to scrape Google Maps, whether, it's just in the cloud, so you don't actually have to have the browser open. And if we give it a second, I'll probably pause this video and come back once it's gotten a few personal trainers in London. Okay, perfect. So as you can see right here, it has given us the category name, the address for the personal trainer, their website, their phone number, another phone number, or maybe it's the same one just unformatted. But you can see it's given us all the info we need, and you can obviously see down here if they have an email. So Ian Perfect, it's got his personal email, phone number. If there's no phone number, that means they just couldn't find it, but that's fine. Give you another one right here, 2 other ones. LinkedIn, once again, sometimes if they have their Twitter on their website, it will do that. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of this jazz. So really, really powerful. Hopefully you can see the value of this, and obviously you can change how many you want to scrape inside here just by putting the number. I obviously paused it after 1, but you get the point. Very powerful. Now we just need a place in which it's gonna put all of this info into. So this could be Google Sheets, it could be Airtable, it could be, I would I wouldn't recommend doing anything else besides those two ones. But Google Sheets is obviously the free one. So what we're going to do is click add a row. Make sure you connect your Google Drive. It's very easy to do. Like, all you need to do is actually just sign in with Google. And once you've done that, you select the right one. And then you basically just select the spreadsheet that you want to put it into. So for example, if we just search for, I don't know, like lead generation, as an example, lead generation list, I believe that's this one. So if we select the sheet, and this basically allows us to map the fields with the correct information. So for example, company name, if we go down here to default data items, you can basically see all the information. So their company name is, if we try and find it here, Grey Fitness. Phone number, you can see that it will be down here somewhere. So there's his phone number. Email, I think it did get his email somewhere. So, and keep watching because I'm going to be showing you how to automatically send an email to this person, which is going to be awesome in a second. So yeah, you get the point. Emails, it's just taking me a bit of time to find it. So you've got Ian, you've got this one, that's a domain. Facebook, it didn't find their Facebook, I don't think, but you can just have that in case it does. LinkedIn and so forth, right? Obviously it can do all of this information. I think it got his Instagram as well. So pretty powerful stuff if you ask me, because you can now go for like an omnipresent outreach strategy, meaning you actually target on all different platforms. So that's like amazing, and it will get you a bunch of clients basically. If you can reach out to them on email, Facebook, Instagram with the same offer, you're just hitting them from different angles. That's like by far one of the most powerful things you can do. So hopefully this is starting to make sense. It's very simple. We basically have just gotten a actor from Apify that is free to a certain amount of leads. But we obviously want to run it on the cloud without having to go into Apify. So you can remove all of this, and then whenever you want to run this scraper, you can basically just put in whoever you want to scrape, like, I don't know, real estate, and the location. So it could be New York, it could be, I recommend going for a local city so you don't get the same leads as everyone else. And if you can go for a town, that's even better because you're going to get less exposed leads. And that's a huge factor in appointment setting. And then, yeah, obviously it's going to run it on how many you want by putting it right here. And then it's going to put it into a Google Sheet for you. And it's actually going to do it in a row, right? Because that's why we added a row. So it's as simple as that, to be honest. But now we can take it up a level, because what we can do is actually put in Gmail. So send an email. Make sure you have a domain. If you don't have a domain, I recommend buying one. You can buy one from GoDaddy. I do have a video on my channel completely walking you through how to set up a domain for the best deliverability. So how to warm it up, how to have the correct DNS records, how to connect it to instantly to warm it up, and yeah, so forth, right? So you can watch that if you want. But to send an email, you basically just select the domain that you want, and then you add a recipient. So this is who you want to send the email to. So in this case, we have the email somewhere here, if I remember correctly, right here, emails. So it's got his personal email, which is amazing. You can tell that because it's got his name before the @ subject line. This is what you want to say in the email. So it could be something like important message for, and then I recommend doing their name or their title, ideally their name. But if you can't find their name, which I'm struggling to find right here, obviously you can tell Ian's the name, but we ideally want, we could just do message for Grey Fitness, right, their company, and then exclamation mark. And then for content, this is what you want to say in the email. So here's the part of the video where we're actually going to dive into how to actually get clients, which is amazing because I've shown you how to build a bit of a scraper yourself, and you can play around with it and experiment. But now we actually want to use this to get clients, which is ultimately why you're watching this video. So how this works is I recommend going for something called a freemium model. Now the freemium model is a business model that all multi-billion-dollar companies use, right? Meta, Google, YouTube is owned by Google, so you're watching this right now on a free platform. So it goes to show the importance of providing value, especially when we're in a trust crisis, which we are right now. You may have noticed this when you reach out to clients, they probably reject you or ghost you because they've been offered the same thing so many times before. So if you're able to lead with value, offer them something for free, that's going to be amazing. So I recommend saying something like, hey, first name, or hey, Gray Fitness. You can obviously scrape their name if you want. You can experiment that in Apify, but it would be hey, company name, so a bit of personalization. I noticed your, and then I recommend doing a social media. So we're just getting into the copywriting. This is going to allow you to book appointments pretty easily, because they're going to think, oh, this guy's actually done research, when in reality we've just run an automated scraper. But we're going to say, I noticed your, if we try and find their social media, so you could say Instagram or something. I noticed your Instagram, your Instagram right here, or I came across your Instagram is another good one, and was like impressed by the content. Or you can obviously make a better message or opener than that. And then this is the part of the email where we're actually going to hook them in, get them on an appointment, and sell them. So I recommend leading with value, as I mentioned. So it could be something like, I wanted to offer you a completely free, if I can actually spell, because that's spelt wrong for those that can see. I wanted to offer you a completely free, let's say, review automation. Obviously it doesn't have to be a review automation. It could be, another automation. I recommend selling something that's, or giving away something that's actually implementation, because info is becoming less valuable. So I wouldn't recommend giving them a video or giving them a loom. I recommend actually giving them something that they can put into their business, right? That's actually valuable, that can get them tangible results straight away. So then they trust you, and I'm going to explain how you get them on an appointment in a second. So I wanted to offer you a completely free review automation, as I saw you only had, and then the best part is we actually have how many reviews they have right here. So if we go to review count, so you can see Ian only had 3 reviews, which is wonderful. So we're basically leading with value by solving a problem, and it's got personalization included in it. So that's amazing. And then I recommend doing PS, because people always skip to the PS when they're reading emails. But you can see how short this email is going to be. It's punchy, it's leading with value, it's straight to the point. And I'm going to show you a bit of an omnipresent strategy after this as well. So PS, it's, I'm not asking for a single penny. If I can, I wanted to lead with value and show you how much, I just wanted to lead with value, is fine. We want to make it really short. Would this help? Question mark. So then that's basically the email. Very short, very punchy, but it gets to the point. It's obviously going to send it to the email automatically. So this is automated emails. Important message 4. It's got personalization in the subject line. You can obviously make this a bit more powerful. So something like, have you seen this? Question mark. I think questions are always better to get someone to click on the email, because that's the only thing that your subject line should actually do, is to get them to click on the actual email. If we click OK, save it, perfect. Now you've basically got an automation that is going to be able to scrape as many leads as you want in terms of local businesses. It's then going to actually send them an email, and then now we can do one of the most powerful things, which is use an omnipresent strategy. So you'll notice that it's going to put all of this information into your Google Sheet. So obviously you can just reach out to them yourself. That's one way of going about it. You can also add a ChatGPT module right here and create a chat completion, and you can basically tell ChatGPT, right? So add message, assistant. You can tell ChatGPT that you want it to write a personalized opening message with your offer, just like what we did for email, but way shorter, probably 10 times shorter. And then that is going to put it into the Google Sheets as well. So you can then just copy and paste it to all their social medias, and it will all just be in one place. So you can basically just tell ChatGPT, I want you to act as a 7-figure copywriter and write a personalized message that's no longer than, let's say, 20 words using this information. And then you can just give them their business name, their Instagram, things like that. But obviously you'd want to actually supply like an example to ChatGPT. So say something like, I want it to be something like this, right? And then you just put quotation marks and then your whatever you want, right? So hopefully that makes sense. And you can actually get it to write the first name here just by telling ChatGPT include their first name, right? Which is very important. And then some more personalization, and then your offer, leading with value for free, right? So that is another thing you can do. And then obviously that can go into the Google Sheet. So add a row, same thing. And then you can just have a row inside here, maybe at the very end, that will basically put that output into here. So then you can just like copy and paste it into, like onto their Facebook and stuff, which you can find here, you know, all of the information's there, their email, so forth. So that is basically the omnipresent strategy. And then obviously you'd call them up. So the reason you would call them up is obviously because it's one of the highest leverage things you can do. You make 10 calls and probably 3 of them will pick up, and you can book 1 appointment. I guarantee it. If you provide the free value we're talking about, and then typically once they respond interested into the free thing, you can then just ask them to jump on an appointment. So you can basically build it for them. But then what you'll find is on the appointment, you can just sell them anyway, and they'll probably take you up on your offer because, you know, you're nice and you've tried to help them. So that is essentially the method. To call them up, you can use your phone, you could use Skype, you could use Goal High Level. I personally use Goal High Level for absolutely everything. So automated emails, just because it is better than this. So yeah, you can call, SMS, email, all from one place, and actually have it in a pipeline, so it's way better. If you are interested in Goal High Level, I don't recommend paying for it because it's way too expensive. I think it's like $297 a month for the unlimited sub accounts, and $497 if you want to white label it. So that's quite pricey. We actually offer it completely included in our community. So if you found this valuable, then I highly recommend joining my community. It's cheaper than Goal High Level. We actually give you software for lead scraping and sending outreach automated, so you don't have to pay for anything once you join, which is amazing because, yeah, I understand that it gets quite expensive if you're starting out as a beginner. So yeah, you can either go to school.com/agencystart and you can find it, or you can very easily just click probably the second link in the description and hop in, right? It's very cheap, it's less than High Level, and we give you High Level, and you can see we give you all of these trainings, 7-figure foundations, offer creation, lead generation, appointment setting, sales, onboarding, and we actually give you AI automations built for you so you can sell them to your clients, and everything in between. It's one of the best programs in my opinion. Obviously we have a ton of people winning, signing $3,000 clients. Yeah, you can see here 2.5k in 12 hours. I actually did an interview with Sean on my YouTube, so you can check that out if you are skeptical. Jarrell doing the Google review method, Joshua first client, you get the point. He signed a billionaire client, that's funny. But that will be the second link in the description. First link is going to be actually this scraper because I want to give you a bit more free value. So if you found this video helpful, definitely like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Put whatever you want to see in the comment section, and yeah, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.